Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Technology Show, where our experts translate geek into regular speak. How do you feel about mixed reality versus virtual reality? And what are your thoughts? Gadgets or games? And where exactly are you on the battlefield of Windows versus Apple? Stay tuned for our special geek guests. And now, it's over to our Techsperts.
It's that time of the week. Welcome to the Technology Show, where we translate geek
into regular speak.
There it is. So I said delay because Arya is sitting back in Indonesia again. So we're going to try a Skype long distance co-host. But for backup, we have Angela with us. Hello, Angela.
I'm nobody's backup, man. I am not a plan B.
For the lead. No,
I'm
you
a
weren't
plan
B.
A.
I actually asked you already, I think, on Thursday.
You did. And I changed.
But we weren't sure if you were going to be
I changed my whole diary around for you.
Oh, look at that. And I have some special news just for you because of that.
I'm still not doing the Mac. Aria, I'm not doing the Mac.
She's back on the Mac.
Good.
So, Arya, normally we would talk weather, mate. Where you are at this moment in time, isn't it just hot all year?
It's pretty much warm all year.
There we go.
We've got some humidity.
Is it daytime?
It's starting to be daytime.
So we made you wake up early.
Yeah. It's worth it, don't you think?
Of course.
Yeah, damn right.
Anything that can torture another human being is always worth it.
Oh, we got to get her a Mac. You know, for someone that has AirPods and an iPhone and some really snazzy clip-on glasses thingies, they're probably called like eyewear. You get it? No? Okay.
I think they are called something.
You see? You should have a Mac. Do you use an iPad?
I do use an iPad.
Do you have an Apple TV at home?
I do not have an Apple TV at home.
Okay, so you're not quite converted
I'm connected to the NBN and my modem is still in a box wrapped in plastic.
Nice. It's where it belongs.
I'm waiting for someone to come over and go, do you know how to plug this in?
You actually need them to connect it. The plug-in's easy. I think they have.
No, they've done all the other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have good whiskey at home?
Damn right I do.
Okay, I'll come and help you put your NBN.
Cool.
There we are, done. So, moving on to the app of the week.
Technology help desk.
See, there we go.
Oh, there's an app of the week. Okay,
yeah,
I'm ready.
Okay. So, Arya, did you get my notes on this? Did you have a chance to have a look?
I did, and I did.
Okay, awesome. So, the app of the week is, well, it's not an app. It's a Chrome extension. Do you know what a Chrome extension is, Angela? I've got a very confused look. Do you use Chrome as the web browser?
No, Safari.
Okay. See, for someone that's so anti-Mac, you use Safari? We're going to have that discussion. In fact,
are you going to flick that elastic band
broken.
at me?
No,
right.
It's broken. So, we use Chrome, and we use Chrome for Gmail.
Yep.
Now, Drag is basically a new plugin that lets you convert your mailbox into a to-do list. So, as your emails come in, and you must see your eyes. They've like, I've just solved a big problem for her. Now, this is a big problem for me. So basically, when your emails come in, as you know, they come in a list, right?
Yeah.
When you click the drag button, the list turns into columns.
Yep.
It's got to do, doing, and done. So, and I think there was, I know there's room to add your own custom column as well. So like maybe, I don't know, fire the client or something like that.
Fire the client.
I'm not sure.
It converts it into a to-do list by itself.
So you literally drag it into the columns that you want. So they come in as a list.
How do I get that?
It's in the Chrome extension store. So you need to use Chrome.
Right.
You can't use Safari.
No, okay.
And then you go into the Chrome web store and you search drag, and then it's just there. You say add to extensions.
Because someone like me that gets probably 500 emails a day.
You see, I planned for the show. I kind of knew this is something you would want to do.
My inbox freaks me out, let alone other people that see it and say, how do you cope with it? And clearly I don't. You don't cope with an inbox like that.
We've got the next 60-minute show. It's called Angela's Inbox.
It has defeated me over the years. I dream of crashing to wipe it so I can start again.
I've got the inbox here. Is that what you're going to ask, Arya?
No, did you get Drag? Because right now it's on early access only. So I'm having a chat with the CEO to try to get early access. But
oh no, I've got it. You see, I'm special.
Yeah, it's not quite available.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
So what happens? Not everyone can get it.
Not everyone can get it. Only special people. Really, I didn't know that. You know what? I might.
There are special people, and then there are special people. And Arya, why is he special?
Ask my mum.
Is he lying? Is he fibbing? Is
no,
this
you
a
just
fib?
said he couldn't get it. So can't you? You haven't seen Drag.
Like you can't get it in Indonesia, or you can't get it.
No. I'm pretty sure it's just on early access. It may be geo locked, but I doubt that. Because I'm having a chat with the CEO. They want to get it on with Teams because it's really meant to be more of a team tool. So it's very similar to Trello, and it puts it into like kind of a Kanban board style.
It could change my
So
life.
agile.
I'll
It
actually.
could
I
change
think
my
it should
life.
change your life.
I'm actually going to turn it on so I can change it because I'm not using my iPad today on the show. I'm using my.
He's using
my
this
Mac.
other device that people normally put stickers all over. Have you noticed that, Aria?
Oh, that's terrible.
People get Macs and all they do is they put stickers all over them.
Yeah, no, that is terrible.
Like-
I don't do that. In fact, I've never put stickers on anything.
Who puts a sticker
Not
on
on
a
my
device that
car.
costs thousands of dollars?
You see?
Okay, you're a child. Our producer is a child.
Actually, I've got a really, really good sticker that I saw when I was doing some research. It's a white sticker for the front of your laptop that turns it into a whiteboard. So if you were sitting in a cafe or something and you were planning,
Oh.
then you can literally.
See, you know
draw
what
on your
do you know
board.
what I love about your show?
Well, tell me.
I love that I learn things.
Well, that's what the idea is. Thank you.
I love that I learn things.
There we go.
That bloody bell. I don't know why we put it in this studio,
It's for
but
me.
it gets rung a lot in here.
I'm just reloading. So you've got to. I had drag off, and you've got to like reload it to turn on.
Okay,
I'll show
so
you.
so I have to check this Chrome thing out. What's it called? Chrome.
This Chrome thing. All
Yeah,
right.
Chrome X or Chrome
Just
Y?
Chrome.
Just Chrome.
Yeah,
No,
it's a-
no, I know what Chrome is, but the other thing for the inbox.
Drag.
Chrome drag.
Yeah, it's in the Chrome store. Drag.
So Chrome
I need to
store.
find out why it was on early access. I don't think I would have made it my app of the week, but maybe if I tag them up on the show, Aria, they'll expedite. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, tell them that there's a desperate person with a really tragic inbox that requires immediate triage.
So I said I'm going to wrap up the app of the week because it's drag and it's dragged on. I need to move on to something that I've found and saved just for you, Angela. Microsoft Surface Go with LTE built-in, officially announced.
Announced when?
It's coming. I
Oh,
think they said
no.
arriving November 22nd.
I'm starting to become disappointed in my Surface.
Oh, okay. We really have to continue this discussion because that's what Aria uses. Please tell us more. Why
I
are
know.
you disappointed?
Because it doesn't have a SIM.
Okay, well, I've solved that for you now.
Yeah.
Neither does a Mac.
Yeah, I know. And
You don't
and
need it
I'm-
on a Mac. The phone connects automatically.
That's I want to say words that I
can.
shouldn't say, but
I'll say it for you. It's not
So
bullshit.
we're
it
still-
is bullshit.
One. Keep going.
It's not as efficient. It's not as efficient or as
Oh.
strong.
I'm not going to win this one. And you're at distance, so you
Yeah.
can't even get shots fired. So Aria loves his Chrome, his Surface.
Surface,
He
yeah.
does. He loves it. He takes it everywhere. It's got special cases that he can drop it in. It doesn't have a SIM. But now, why don't you like your Surface? What is it not doing for you?
I
And
just-
maybe it's an accessory.
No, it feels like the actual operation of it, and maybe I just need a new Surface, but the actual operation of it is just not as robust as my desktop. And I need to have the same experience on a notebook or laptop or whatever you bloody want to call it. I need to have the same robust experience on my notebook as I do on my desktop.
So I'm going to solve that for you. I'm a huge fanboy, as you know, but I don't like Safari. So the fact that you're using Safari on your Surface
And my desktop.
and your desktop, probably not a good idea. If you want the same experience, move to Chrome or move to Firefox. So Chrome will give you exactly the same experience on both devices, on any device. It's set the same. So whatever you have on the and if you were on your Surface, you could go to tabs, recent, and it will tell you recent on that machine and recent on any other machine you've been on as well. So your machine that's sitting in the office, your desktop, whatever you were browsing there, you'd be able to open on seamlessly.
But I'm talking about general work though.
Even
when
your
I'm
work,
using-
you save it in the cloud.
Yeah, all my work.
Okay, so
I don't like that it's not the same, and it's slow. The Surface feels slower, and I
Well,
put
that's
that
Windows.
down to my...
no, that's Windows.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you can soup it up. I mean, I'd like to know the specs of her Surface. It's probably like an i3 or something.
Well, I'm going to
Put in a
bring
nice app.
I'm
It's
going to
gonna
bring
rock
it
and
in.
roll,
I'm
so.
going to bring it in so you can have a look and diagnose it.
Well, there we go.
I bring it
Oh,
in,
you-
and you
you've got
can
a- you've
you
got
can
a
spend a
task.
whole show diagnosing my Surface,
Okay, I'm going to not be on that show because
and
it's
I'll
a
be
Windows
I'll be
show.
going. It doesn't do this. Look, it's a Windows show. There's nothing wrong with Windows.
Everything.
95% of the world runs on Windows.
Have you ever
Except
aspired
you
to be
in your little world.
Have you ever aspired to be like 95% of the people out there, or have you aspired to rather be that 1%?
I'm a politician, mate.
Oh.
I'd be happy to lead 95% of the people.
So you need to be a Mac user then to lead the 95% of the lemmings?
No.
No? Okay.
No. And how come the desktop Macs are so expensive?
Because they're just so good.
Bull poopy.
Bull poopy. Hold on a second. That's a hashtag
They're
that we'll
really
go out in today's show.
expensive.
I've got honeymoon anniversary, which REA created, and now I have bull poopy.
Well, because that's a ladylike way of saying I'm calling it bullshit.
And there we go.
Okay.
Right. So
There's
if
a new
you do
Surface
like
Pro.
your Surface,
Yep.
the new one comes out on the 22nd of November.
Yeah, and how much is that?
With 4G. Well, I don't know what the Australian
With
price will
4G.
be.
Right.
Built in. Where would they put that, Aria? Where would the SIM slots go? Do you have an SD card let me try that again.
On the side.
SIM slot. Is there an SD one?
On the side.
Okay.
The SD card slides behind the what do you call the thing that slides out to
The
that
thing.
slides out.
See, I told you.
It's the
the
bull
thing is,
puppy.
Oh,
it's
man.
the
The bull
thing, man.
puppy slides out of the back.
I can't. My English isn't working for me now.
It doesn't work in Indonesia. You need
yeah,
a translator.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't work.
it's hidden on the back underneath the thing that it holds the
It's good that you're really
thing.
technically
That thing.
advanced.
Yeah,
the leg.
The leg.
Ah, okay, the part that pops
For lack
out.
of a better
Yeah,
word.
The
yeah.
Surface has a leg.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
It
Yeah,
has
you
a
got the thing that
single
comes
leg
out.
on the back.
You know,
That's the
piece-
flap
The flap, REA.
or the stand. Isn't that the
I'm
stand?
glad we're all using the stand. You can call it, I suppose, a kickstand, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a leg. It's a really weird leg.
No, kickstands on a motorbike.
Okay, that's your Vespa, and
I don't have a Vespa.
that's a thing that's like a child's bike, a
Jeez.
Vespa, or a girl's bike, or Audrey Hepburn bike in that old movie.
She was actually
Roman
hot in
Holiday.
her old movies.
She was hot.
And she could have been on anything and she would have actually been quite hot. So we'll give her the Vespa and her thingy and whatever else she was on.
So, Aria, are you going to get the new Surface Pro with the 4G?
I am not. I'm going to be waiting until my Surface dies, and for all intents and purposes, I may move back to a MacBook Air. That was my favorite laptop ever.
The
So-
bloody bell's gone off
There we
again.
go. I finally converted him.
Hey,
The new MacBook Air is incredible.
Yeah.
Let me just tell
But
you.
no SIM.
You don't need it.
I can't work.
I'm,
I don't.
I'm connected. My
I look
phone automatically
unfamiliar.
connects.
I sit on it. I get anywhere near a Mac and I just look at it. I don't know what to do. It
Okay,
freaks
I'll
me
help
out.
You
It
said you
freaks
have
me
good,
out. I
you
just
said
sit
you
there
have
going,
good
what do I
whiskey,
do with this?
So I will help you with that as well. I was just reading the article here to see if it's an Australian. It is an Australian. No, it's not. So it launches 22nd of November, but I
In
don't know.
America, but no confirmed date for
Yeah,
for
but we're
Aussie
a
land.
great market for everyone. So
We're
I'm
early
sure-
adopters here.
Correct. So there we go. Oh wait, will be available general sale within Australia, 22nd November. Australian dollars from 1099.
Yeah, that's the
That
little
will be the i3,
the little
the smaller processor.
yeah.
Still not bad. A MacBook's going to set you 2.5.
Yeah. But you'd expect to pay 2.5 for a good, robust notebook.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or robust. It's the
But
Air.
you'd expect that.
I can't
You'd
believe I just
expect
bashed my
you'd
own
expect
brain.
2.5 to be about the price tag
I think
for
though,
something that's
if you were going to go, you would get nothing less than an i5 or an i7
well,
processor.
I need sound. Sound is really important to me.
I don't think that changes on the spec of the machines.
And
that would be standard.
the graphics because I watch a lot of video.
Alright, do the graphics cards change between the i5s and the i7s and the i3s, or is it standard?
Not
Standard.
not on the Surface. The
And I've
Surface
got
is pretty standard.
20,000 emails in my inbox.
A cup
just
of
one
coffee
of them.
over the keyboard will sort that
Just
all out
one,
for you.
just one of them. You do not feed or water your devices.
By the way, speaking of it, see,
He's showing
there's
me
my,
something
There's
now.
my inbox. It's all in tasks.
Wow.
See, and I can literally do that. Now it's in doing. I'm just dragging and dropping drag, so that
That could change my life.
yeah, and then
Because
once it's done,
there are apps out there that
and you
supposedly
can add notes. So if you go into it,
wow. And
see
it's
there,
a team thing you
notes
can
and
share
tasks.
with your team.
Yeah.
Because then I can delegate to my PA, do this, do
See
this,
there?
do
Type
this.
comments,
Love it.
due date, so
Right.
it'll make it come back again.
But it's not out officially yet for me to use.
I'll find out about
Okay.
that. Apparently, I really didn't know that. I don't generally choose apps that are
Why are we back in app of the week when
No,
you
no,
said
no.
you
I was just showing you. I had
you
my thing
terminated
open.
the app
I had
of the week?
my what's it called open. Okay, moving along.
That's another technical term.
This
My
is
WhatsApp
this is a fun one that I've got for you now. So that was that actually wasn't anything. That was just my little special finding out the Go for you, the new LTE
That's
based.
right. What's LTE?
I did used to know this. I actually did. Latent. I don't know.
Okay.
I used to know.
So it's some kind of Surface Pro with a LTE.
LTE is 4G. That's what LTE is.
Oh, okay.
So we call it 4G in this country.
Yep.
A lot of other countries use the LTE protocol. It's exactly the same. But
Okay.
if you want, I'll Google the word for you, but I don't remember.
Two things for me to get:
Yeah.
Chrome Drag and the
Chrome Drag. You need
consider the
Chrome
new
first.
Surface Pro.
Do you use Gmail at all?
No,
No.
I hate that. Looks terrible.
Well, that was Gmail. So you'd have to
I
use
don't like the
Gmail
way it
as well.
looks. No, I can't. I can't change from Outlook
Why?
because I can't, and I shouldn't be expected to.
Why? Outlook's terrible. It's
No.
a Microsoft product.
I like the way it looks. Well, I used to like the way it looks.
was gonna say
I don't
that.
like the way it looks now.
Okay, well, the new Gmail looks like
It has
the
no
old,
color.
like the old Outlook. How's that? I'm gonna convert eventually,
I'm
Mahan.
too old to change things.
Right, moving on to screens with a Z. So I actually had them in my other bag. I was going to bring them to show you, and I'll show you a picture of me wearing them. But I have a pair of glasses called Lucid, and I'm going to show you the screen. LUCYD.
LUCYD.
So it makes me look like Buddy Holly.
They look like Ray-Bans.
There we go. So it's
Yeah.
the Wayfarer look.
Yeah.
They admit up on there. So Lucid started off as a frames company. They make frames, like normal optical
Yep.
frames. They actually got some really nice looking frames. I was looking for frames to get my new glasses. If you want, I can put them on and show you how good looking I look with glasses on.
That's okay. I can wait
Okay.
for another day.
You were supposed to say you look good looking even without your glasses.
Why would I say that?
Jeez. And
Aria,
you
why would I
wanted-
say that?
And you wanted help. So you're not going about it the right way. Anywho, moving on. So I came across these Lucid Tech frames. They're called the Lucid Loud. Now, what intrigued me is that Aria, and in fact, I think he reviewed them as well. He has a pair of earphones that use bone conductors. Do you know what that is? I'm seeing the raised eyebrow here, Aria. It basically plays
It
your
gives you
sound.
an electric shock.
No, no. It might. He's got waterproof ones that apparently are, so they might. It plays through the bone in front of your ear.
So it's the vibration,
Correct.
right?
So you don't put anything in your ear to
Oh.
listen. It sits just here in front of your ear
Right.
because that's how the ear works. It's
Yep.
actually the vibration. They were originally, the whole concept of bone conducting technology was designed for runners. So when you're running, your ears aren't blocked and you can hear hooters and everything else.
Right. Okay.
But you can still hear your music. They're not loud. They're not for loud listening. You're not going to headbang to this. But if you're sitting and working and you just want sound in the background, but you still need to hear what's going on, the bone conducting type of headset is really cool.
Okay.
It really does work well. Now, what these do is they have a button. I showed you that picture, you tap the button, it activates your voice assistant. So you can just tap the button and go, "Hey Siri, da 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 da," or "Hey Alexa."
on the Lucid glasses.
On the Lucid glasses. They
Right.
charge up. They got 8 hours of play. It took me about 2 hours to charge. So I actually bought a pair. I just I wanted to try them out
Why?
because
Why do you need these glasses?
You-
What do they
I'm
serve
gonna-
in your life?
I'm going to deflect that from me and ask Aria why he needs 300, 600,000 and 74 and a half headsets, because he has like 1 million pairs of headsets. I was
So
intrigued.
I say you buy headsets like I buy shoes.
Correct.
Aria.
He does.
I do. But I use two in rotation though. One's for the gym, dedicated, and one is for all other use. And then when one breaks, I'll replace it.
He's
And I just
lying.
have it
He's lying,
like
actually.
but I only use two. The Jabras are on my neck all the time outside
yeah,
the gym,
and
I
then
only
you've
use
got the
bone
waterproof
conductors in the
ones.
gym.
And then you've also got the bone conductors. When you swim, you've got the other ones. And I've seen you with other ones as well.
That's true. The swimming's a special case though, and those could be used for exercise. But the bone conductors I use for the exercise simply because they're the easiest to get on and off.
What's the word we have to do? Bull poopy
Bull
poo.
poopy.
Bull poopy.
No.
Anyway,
There's
so I'm
three,
going.
any given time, three.
So I
I'm going back to
understand,
Lucid.
but I
and
understand why you have headsets and you change headsets, different needs, different
I'm gonna tell you why.
environments. But what do we need the
I got
glasses
That's
them.
for?
So I
That's
got
it.
them set to blue lens to stop the harmful rays that are coming through from your computer. You get blue lens technology on your
Yep.
glasses, so you can order them with blue lens. So I can sit working, watching the screen.
But do you need spectacles do you need reading glasses?
And that's
or
the other thing as well. You can do.
You can change the
put them
prescription?
into prescription.
Okay.
So you can have prescription with a blue tint,
Yep.
or just the blue tint if you don't need a prescription, or you can do it with that transitional lens.
Yep.
If you go outside, it goes dark. That looks very pedophile.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
my hand's shaking his head.
Perhaps let's not use that word on this show, which is then on a platform.
It looks very dodge.
So
But they.
I'm still trying to understand why
so
do I
you
need
asked me why?
why do I need Google
So
Assist on my glasses?
I'm a techie geek,
Yeah,
and that's
clearly.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
So I can now sit there with a pair of glasses. They play music for me. They protect my eyes, and or because I do have prescription, wear them as prescription, and I just tap the button. I don't have to touch my phone. My phone doesn't even have to be near me. I tap my button. I talk to my phone, and I get all the information that Siri gives me, without having to move. Now, if I'm not
so
sitting in front of,
it's the
Bluetooth.
Lucid glasses
yep,
instead of a headset.
correct, and it just plays through bone conducting. Now, because it's bone conducting, if you're listening like Mahan when he listens to this like death metal heavy screaming
clearly.
music, you know,
Boof,
that he
boof,
does,
yeah.
boof boof, it doesn't work. There's no bass that comes through, so it will go. It will sound terrible.
So it's not good for all the population,
Correct, but
just
it's
some of the population.
Just some of the
Okay.
population, but it's really good for relaxing music. If you're listening to treble music, like if you're listening to mind control music or even classical music, which I like to listen to when
Yep.
I work,
So do I.
it's pleasant, but you can still hear everything that's going on
Yep.
around you. They weren't expensive. They were $100.
Oh.
And in fact, when I reached out to the guys, they said, if you go to their website, which is lucyd.co, I'll put on the site, they'll give us $15 off as well, which basically covers the packaging.
Oh,
with the word
nice.
upgrade.
Yay.
We get a special.
Yeah.
And today our special is
Today our special is
free
No, I'm
postage
giving
and
them a punt
handling.
because I've used them and they're actually really
You
cool.
like them,
I
okay.
like them. I did look a bit naff. If I'm feeling brave,
Yeah.
I'll put the picture of me wearing them up as
If
well.
you're feeling brave.
Yeah, I look like Buddy Holly
So-
just before everything went wrong. You know that
So what kind of geek are you that you worry about how you look? Because geeks
No,
aren't
no.
supposed to worry about how they look.
I'm not a nerd. I'm a geek. It's very different. All right, did we
Not
do the
where I
nerd
come-
geek A and B split?
Not where I come from.
There's
I
one.
think we
I
did.
think we did.
think
You
we
need to listen to that episode. Big difference between nerd and geek.
Not from a normal civilian person.
You're not a normal civilian person.
I am.
But you're not.
I am.
You just told us you're a council person. You're not a normal civilian person.
I am a normal civilian person when it comes to my decisions and opinion on geek versus nerd.
This is coming from someone that uses
Same family,
Safari
different mother, different father,
on
same
a
family.
Microsoft device.
Hey,
No one does that.
stop already.
So Lucid, Tech Frames, experimental. If you like early adopting stuff that's innovative and they're going to sit on your shelf one day, you go, oh, do you remember those things that came out before whatever the next thing is? It's these guys.
Okay.
Boom, done.
If I want any Google Assist on my,
If you want any Google
Spectacle
Assist on your
frames.
spectacle frames,
or I could just yell for my PA and tell her to look something up like I normally do.
you could do that
Yeah.
and send a text. You could hit the button, talk to Siri, and say,
It
Siri,
converts my voice
send a
to
text
text.
to whatever, yeah, and she'll get a text.
So
you don't have
I'll
to scream at her.
Send the text saying, get your butt in here because I need you to look at something,
There we go.
instead of having the satisfaction of yelling at her through the walls.
Yes,
Uh,
kind of.
No,
No, okay. Moving
not as
on.
fulfilling.
All right, let's bring you into the show, man. What do you got on XR?
I have all kinds of good stuff on XR.
Tell me.
I think
Where do you want to go?
I'll start
AR?
with
or-
AR.
Okay.
I only have one thing. HoloLens has been kind of a quiet technology. It's technically MR from Microsoft. Not MR, it doesn't stand for Microsoft, but HoloLens for Angela. That is a headgear that
I
allows
know.
you to.
I've had a
You
go
know
at
what
it in the
HoloLens is?
Microsoft store.
Okay, so you tried it. So
Yep.
Toyota has been doing extensive use of HoloLens, using it to measure the thickness of a vehicle's paint and rust prevention, training users, training mechanics in how to fix problems, rebuild the engine, to all other kinds of design and work. So HoloLens is making its play. The biggest question people had is HoloLens versus Magic Leap. I have actually secondhand experience from our friend Roger Lawrence, who tried Brett's best friend David Francis's Magic Leap.
My best
and
friend.
This is like a family tree thing. I saw Roger last week, by the way. He says hi.
Oh, nice. Anyway, and Magic Leap's apparently unbelievable. So I think
Well,
we're
it's
gonna have to
taken
get
him
our hands
4
on it and try
freaking
it.
years to get it out. Speaking
Yeah.
of which,
Good things take
actually,
time from Microsoft.
I'm going. It's not from them. Magic Leap. I'm gonna jump in there. All right, they're really trying something, mate. They've now announced a grant. In fact, I think you had to apply already, but they were going to give 10 or 20 people, I think it was, between 20 and 500,000 grant, so that the guys can start building. So they obviously need to start doing something with all the money that they've raised over all these years. But they've just announced a grant, so you have to apply over the next 30 days. Oh, you can still apply.
Can we apply for something?
No, we wouldn't know how to build for Magic Leap.
Oh,
Is
well,
he
you
still
don't have
there?
to know.
Can
You
you
don't-
hear?
Aria.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm here.
yeah.
I don't know if we should apply. I thought you were saying should we
He
apply?
was,
Like
Oh, no, no, no.
he was
No, no,
seriously,
no,
he was
no.
considering
the group we, yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's and I'm sure it's going to be an American thing as well. I don't think it'll be here. It was just weird that you picked that news up. So you're saying Francis has a Magic Leap?
Yeah.
So is he going to take that Google Glass headset thing off his profile picture and now put on a Magic Leap? Might be an improvement. You won't see anything. I didn't say
I
that.
would be
Sorry,
surprised.
David. I'll take that back. All right. So I've also actually, because I was talking about glasses, and I was talking about glasses last week or the week before when I was disappointed that Apple didn't announce theirs. Huawei's actually taken the right stance on glasses. They've announced that they're working on their AR glasses, but they won't be releasing for the next 1 to 2 years. So at least they're telling us that it's not coming. And they've also said that
because they haven't done much.
No, Huawei's actually done quite well with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, instead, but now they're saying 1 to 2 years before we release. In other words,
Well, Apple's like been threatening to do it for years, and we've seen nothing.
that's their marketing program. That's how they
Yeah.
do it. That's
But-
how they keep people like you interested.
I know, I'm just a bunny, so I'm
People
hooked
like
anyway.
you that sit there going, "It's coming, it's coming."
The end is nigh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably wait in the queue, don't you?
No, I don't.
You take
I
your
pay
chair
someone
and-
to do that for
Yeah,
me.
you
I've
sit
actually,
there and wait.
sorry, I have for the first iPad in New York. I did. I
And
was
then
in the
you go
queue.
across the road and wait in line for kicks.
What's kicks?
Shoes.
Oh, is that what you call shoes?
They're called kicks.
Really?
Where have you been?
South Africa.
Nerd, geek,
Sneakers.
kicks.
In fact, can I?
Ask Mahan.
Should-
He's
should we
young.
get-
Ask him. It's kicks.
Are they kicks, Mahan?
Yeah, no one really calls them kicks.
Can I give you
Be
another?
quiet.
Oh, thank you, Mahan. Wait.
And
Can
fired.
I give you? Can I give you another one? Tackies.
I beg your pardon?
Tackies.
Ar-
That's a South
Aria, what's
African-
that?
He does. It's a South African.
Oh, that's
word.
from Brit.
Tackies.
I-
Yeah,
I-
that's why I
That's
needed to
from
get.
Brit.
I needed to get our South African one to be in the room. So anyway, so Huawei's announced it, and they've even said it's not going to be anything that changes the future, but they've now at least put a line in the sand saying they're going to start going after AR glasses as well. So
Why do you think it's taking so long for this, in this particular world of technology,
In-
to
in
become
my opinion,
mainstream?
Google Glass was too early,
Yep.
and it caused too many negative problems. We
Right.
had the phrase glass hole. People called glass holes if you walked around with Google Glass on.
I like that.
The battery drain was ridiculous.
Yep.
Keeping that device connected, and the screen size was the information that you were getting displayed up on your screen. People were saying, "I might as well pick up my phone," and that was the thing.
So again, I'm going to say all of these people that release this technology do not go to civilians to get good feedback. All they've got to do is
You could
one
be right.
workshop,
Yeah,
one basic workshop, and they would have had all that feedback in 5 minutes.
there are pros for it though. So Google's actually re-releasing their glass for enterprise. So people that need to work
Oh, it-
hands-free.
Aria, would you use
Yeah, it's
them?
been out for 2 years now, actually.
What's that?
I would. Today I would.
You would use the Google Glasses.
The Glass 2.0 has been out for almost 2 years. And it's used pretty extensively, actually.
Okay.
And there's also Epson has its own. I just saw another one the other day. We actually reviewed
We
one last
reviewed
week
one
that's
the other.
almost
Yeah,
exactly the
we're
same
talking
thing.
about another brand. But I think to Angela's point though, until it actually becomes functional that we can't live without. Like you love your AirPods. You're quite happy to put your
Yeah, I
AirPods
love
in.
them.
You'll grab those first and then walk out the door.
Yeah, I'm devastated
Okay.
if I leave them at home.
That's what
if
I'm
I
saying.
leave the case at home and I walk out with my pods in my ears and I'm like, oh crap.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So the glasses will help us do a lot of things. And also I think when it comes to consuming media, you'll be able to see, I'm going the air inverted commas, bigger things in your screen. So your brain will be tricked into thinking you're looking at a 70-inch presentation.
But what we need is that connection between everyday life and that missing link of have to have. Like the earpods have improved my relationship with my mother
You could just take them out.
because because I can walk around and do more things while I'm talking to her.
Okay,
And I
so-
don't feel like I've just wasted 2 hours of my life again.
I was a pool player. I would love augmented reality glasses that could give me the angles and calculate for
That's
me while I'm
cheating.
playing.
That's good cheating.
So
Totally.
steroids.
That
but
is
I mean, people do it.
Yeah, but only if they're detected. Whereas the glasses you can see.
Okay, so if I was practicing, so I wouldn't be able to use it in competition mode, but for me to practice
You'd
and
become
see-
reliant. You'd become
No,
reliant
your
on
brain
that.
will be trained. It would train your brain. I used to sit and play for hours every day, just setting up shot after shot after shot.
Because
to
you weren't
practice
any
it.
good, or
No, I actually was quite good. I had my colours. So
what does that mean?
national colours.
Oh.
So
Like South Africa just said, here's some colours.
no, I had to
just
actually
be?
bribe someone to get it because that's the way we do it back there. No, I actually worked hard. But that would have helped me with angles. 'Cause I had to put things on the side of the table to work out my angles.
So you're a gamer in the old school version.
The
of
analog
pool.
version.
Yeah, the analog
Yeah.
version. He's
But
a
now
gamer.
that would have helped. But even things like tradies, when they're
Yep.
measuring, they
Yep.
can see those angles and see if something's going to fit. So it definitely
Oh, that's
will have its
cool.
place.
I like the idea of the tradies.
Yeah, it will have its place. I mean, finally, they'll actually get something right. They'll be able to see its skew before
And they'll
they-
know that it's wrong and they'll just go,
it will
close
se-
enough.
It'll send you a text so that you could push the button on your lucid to go, Tess, the tradie's putting up a shelf and it's wrong. I can see it in my glasses.
with an electrical current that makes them go blind because they're stupid anyway.
There we go. So, let's
Aria.
Are you back on VR, Aria?
I'm back on VR.
He's trying to come to terms with this three-way conversation.
Yeah. So Honeywell,
I know
which
them.
is as everyone knows, a fun and exciting war machine builder, is testing a prototype of advanced helmet-mounted vision system, which is sort of a virtual reality experience. It's being developed with DARPA and the Ground X Vehicle Technology Program. It's basically for armored vehicle operators to see their surroundings in a closed hatch environment. So kind of like a holodeck, when you're sort of sitting there, you can actually see everything outside of you.
South
you can
Africa
actually
needs
see
that for their
everything.
armored vehicles, so you can see the guys coming at you to blow you up before you actually get
Yeah.
to the shots.
Yeah, basically.
But that would
I mean,
be military use, though. I mean, that's full military grade.
Well, that's what he was talking
I'm
about.
saying that
Totally.
they're not looking for.
He used the word war. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to go
saying
with
Yeah,
military.
It's not. No, but they're
machine.
not going to use it on cash in transit vehicles. Is what I'm saying. It will only be used in war.
That's
Now,
I'd
here's
use
the
it.
problem. Anytime a company gets involved with war
Yeah.
or war development, the staff want to walk out. I mean, Google's just gone through that
Oh.
now, telling Google to stop working on the drone technology. I don't know if Microsoft had the same problem, but there was another.
so
do you know
the
which
culture.
company?
So there's a rebellion internally.
They just don't want tech for war. It's not that it's not fair. It's that you're putting intelligence into the machine's hands. So people are a bit skeptical about that.
However, is this not inevitable?
It is.
Are we
It's
not-
It's called singularity.
Yeah.
We're en route to it.
Is
So-
this not something that already was in the Terminator
so
10 years ago
correct.
or
So
20 years ago?
I'm in huge trouble because the amount of swearing that I've done at Siri when they start taking over and putting humans into jails and things, I'm going to max security with hard labor for all the horrible things I've said to Siri and Google actually. So
Which they've recorded.
yeah, of
yeah.
course they've recorded
Yeah,
it.
there's an
so They're going to
archive.
track me down.
You have a file.
I'm going to put my phone next to my ear and a bolt's going to come
the
through.
The Brit file.
And you're also getting quite good at that. I do like it, but as I said, I'm skeptical that the staff will rebel against.
And I
further
thought
tech
Honeywell did
developments.
elevators.
They do. They do locks. They do everything.
See, that's scary. Clearly, there is a lot more to the world and these companies that pretend to have mainstream technology uses like elevators and they're not their vehicles. They're war machine vehicles. But isn't this a natural flow, Aria? Isn't this what happens? All technology can have military application, or it starts as a military application and they mainstream it.
Yeah, where's the funding come from? I mean, someone's got to pay for it. So
It's like the pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's a conspiracy theory I consistently subscribe
it's
to.
easy to raise tax to pay for something that has to do with military or war. That's what keeps America riding. It's the war machine.
Fear.
Yeah, so it works.
Fear of
So I'm
losing
gonna
your
move
power
from
base.
I'm going to move from war, and I'm going to move straight into, what did you call it? Kicks.
Kicks.
Geeks.
Suze.
Geeks. Sues. So Google Sues are a reality. They've
Why do you need Google shoes? Why do we need Google shoes?
You're going to like this.
Oh dear God.
So I'm even going to give you a use case. So we had a guy on our show from a company called Vivo Space, Puyo, where you can play in virtual reality and move inside the realm, but you're not physically moving. You're on a board that
Right.
moves. So what the shoes will do is it's called locomotion. When you talk about moving within a virtual reality, you're using locomotion. So they're going to get into the locomotion game. So that basically, when you're immersed, you can move without actually moving, because your shoes,
Yep.
they're not going to be shoes that you're going to walk in the street with. You're going to put shoes on
Yeah.
and stand,
Yeah.
and they'll act as your locomotive technology.
So you don't walk around?
No. You just move up and down in these shoes, but you like take a step, but you're
Right.
not actually walking. So now you don't have to get up to go and scream at Tess. You can just stand up and take some steps, some heated steps,
And there's
and
another
you'll move through your office and go and see
absence of satisfaction in life.
her. We're trying to move everyone into the Wall-E
You're going to
environment.
make people fat.
Correct. You remember the movie Wall-E?
Yes,
When
you're
they
going to
lay
make
on their
people
hoverboards.
fat.
Yeah, it's going to happen. We're going to become lazy fat with implants. Not the kind of implants that we're seeing on Bondi Beach, I might add. I'm talking about the chips, like the little microchips.
You're
So-
talking about butt cheek implants now, aren't you,
I'm
on Bondi
talking
Beach?
about butt, lip,
wow.
chest. Everywhere they can implant, they implant. You know, in fact, I'd love to know what happens when the sun, like, does the silicone bubble?
It doesn't melt. No,
doesn't
but
melt.
it does not melt. Through the layers of fat, it does not melt.
Well, we're getting to that time of the year. They're all starting to come out of hibernation now.
They've been upgraded.
Huh? Yeah,
Just
they
like
have
Google
been.
Glasses
Yeah,
2.0.
Normal people go to gym, they just go to the doctor.
Well, that's the easy way out. For 10 grand, I can look good.
There
Here.
we go. So Google Shoes, Aria. I don't know if you came across that at all, but
I did.
interesting
I did.
space.
They look interesting.
Yeah, it
It'll be
does.
interesting to see how they work.
And how much are they?
No, it's still concept.
That's my first.
It's a patent file and concept.
So it's not reality yet.
No,
They're lying.
it's virtual.
It doesn't
reality.
work.
It's virtual reality.
Fibs.
So we've been talking a lot about VR and the lack of content, and I think the functional use of the platform is really where it's at. So from my homeland of Americana, Walmart is using virtual reality to train more than 1 million people in stores. So Striver, STRIVR, came up with 45 programs to train employees on pretty much anything you can imagine, from slicing deli meat to restocking items like kale and carrots.
And to helping people
fixing
pull their pants up
e-commerce
so they
websites.
remove
So-
butt crack when the wall Martians walk through the
Yeah,
stores.
no butt cracks. But no, it's, I think, for the likes of our friend Roger Lawrence, it is, a testament to, the need and the usage of a platform for
Training.
teaching and training.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do with it. And I hope we hear about some of that happening in Australia soon.
Well, it's funny you should say it, because I'm going to go back to Microsoft, and they've just come up with a tool called, I think you pronounce it.
Do you get like a pain
Maquette.
in your head
I
when
do.
you say those words?
Yeah, what's this vein?
there's
The
a
coronary
vein that
artery,
throbs
yeah.
on the side of his head every
Yeah,
time he
it
says
actually, my hands
Microsoft
pop out
area.
and strangle me. But I'm gonna assume it's French. Maquette. Maquette. Macquie.
I'm Greek. I don't know.
I don't know either. Maquette. They've just released this tool called Maquette that helps you put an object and scene into VR. So they're now obviously making a play. This goes straight hand in hand with their HoloLens technology. But basically, you can go text, layout, spatial, geometry, any of the things that you would need to put in, you can put in and it'll get it ready for HoloLens. So it's quite interesting that they've gone that route. See, I'm saying right now. Huh? Did you notice that from a year ago?
No.
Didn't you?
No.
Don't you remember? I used to say root and router. I'll come and help you install
It's
your router.
router.
You see, that's the thing. I'm just reminiscing.
Router? But
Router,
it's
router.
router.
So they're going that route.
No, that's route.
That's a route.
That's route. They're going along that route.
But if you root, you root.
No, it's spelt differently,
Yeah.
but it's still route.
Okay. I'm not going to win this one or ever get it right. All right. What do you say when you're going on? Is it Route 66 or is it Route 66?
We should say Route 66.
Okay. So I can still
We
go on a
win.
route, but I have to put a router into
It's
my.
a different word.
Okay.
Different spelling. Same pronunciation.
But you spell router the way you spell.
You're from
route.
South Africa.
You spell it the same way as
No,
route.
you don't.
Of course you do. ROUTE.
Ah,
Yeah. And what's
router.
Yes. ROUTE.
And
R.
the other route is ROUTE without
Yeah.
the R.
But you say that route. And
That's
not
correct.
router.
There's no R on the end of route.
But if you okay, so I need to quickly find a word
This
with
is the
R.
technology show. It's not the grammar English speaking show for South Africans newly arrived in
when
Australia.
you have a head on your shoulder and you hit a soccer ball with your head, the action is called
A header.
header because it's got an R on the end of head.
ER. It has an ER on the end of head. ER. Header.
Oh, okay. Right, root.
It's not a header.
yeah.
It's a header.
But the router has an
It's a header.
ER on the end of router as well.
It does not.
It's ROUTER.
That's router.
Aria, have you got? We're gonna get to guest of the week, mate. Have you got anything else on VR with an R, not ER?
He's ready to drown himself somewhere in Indonesia.
I have one more little bit. And I think
Give us your
it's,
one more little bit.
So there will be some news coming up very soon about some of the Sydney-based multiplayer VR game experiences. But
Okay.
the Void, which has been probably the most successful one globally over in California, has launched Wreck-It Ralph VR.
Ooh, I
Ooh, I
love
like
that
Wreck-It.
movie.
I like him.
So they've already done a Star Wars adventure, and they started off with a zombie game, and now Wreck-It Ralph is the next one. So Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet should be a fun one. So you're running around with Ralph and other characters and doing crazy stuff.
Is this our friends that are
It is.
up somewhere we can't talk about that are doing this?
Yeah, news coming soon.
Okay.
We'll say that.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Nice. I already know who it is.
I don't
Na,
care.
na, 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 na.
You're 5. And that's no R on the end.
No, if you do, then it's $5,
Correct.
and they do stuff for you for really cheap for like $5. Hence
So,
the name.
well, I've heard that you do too, but that's another show.
Yeah, no, I said good whiskey,
Wow.
so that's not cheap.
Aria. We've descended.
I know and we were worried about bullpuppy earlier on.
He's
anyway,
mean. He's mean.
I have one last one to wrap up VR. How do you say it? HTC? HTC.
Correct.
Correct. Has announced that they're working on adding finger and hand tracking to the Vive Pro headset. And we've been talking about this for ages, but about the fact that you don't see your hands and your fingers. You have to wear haptic gloves and you just see like glovey things. So now they are going to include it into the Vive Pro, which I think is awesome. So you can actually now start to see and feel your own hands in virtual reality. You must see the look.
Yay.
You must see the look that I'm getting from
So
Angela.
that when I strangle someone in virtual reality, I can see all my hands and I can feel what I'm doing. 'Cause
Yeah,
before
but
I
you
couldn't.
wouldn't see your hands in virtual reality. They would be machine generated, and you'd have to have controllers.
Yep.
So now you don't need to hold the controllers anymore.
Oh, the
You can-
controllers are in the gloves.
your front-facing cam will pick up your hands, and you'll see your hands will now be in the experience.
While I'm strangling
So
someone.
we've mentioned Roger a few times on the show.
Yeah.
When he trains, you're holding controllers.
Yep.
Okay, and you're using the buttons on the controller. So he has to design and configure the way the controller will work. Now you could design a virtual controller.
It's very
with
Lego
any
Man.
buttons,
It's very Lego Man.
but it'll
Then
be
if you
your
don't-
hands.
Right. Okay.
and you need to see your own hands in order for you to believe you're doing what you're doing, because it's not. It doesn't. Otherwise, it doesn't look real as such.
Because it's
And
not.
they've announced that. Well,
That's why it doesn't look real. Because it's not.
is there room in Indo? By the way, can I teleport across there? I'm just going to put a headset on and come over. Yeah. So
There's
that
only
was my
20
last bit of
billion people
news
there.
on.
What's one more?
Yeah, 267 million, I think, is the actual number.
No, that's so not the right number.
How many people in Indonesia are there?
He hasn't finished counting yet, but he'll get back to us as soon as he does.
I know there's somewhere it's more than 225 million.
Yeah,
but,
that's like in one city.
Yeah.
221.
No, that's only in one city.
Right, so
Is that it?
that's XR done. So we've got to that time of the show again where we get to the skinny part of the hour. And we have a guest of the week, Jamie Cunningham. Welcome to the show.
Hello,
Hi,
Jamie.
everyone. Hello.
I thought you were buying art.
Aria told me not to go
Oh, okay. And you do what Arya tells you.
today.
Oh,
Nice.
jeez, like, what did you do right? Hello? You still there?
I ate a cookie.
You ate a cookie. Jamie, I always get people to introduce what they do themselves, and I know you wear quite a few hats.
That's because, Jamie, that's because he can't read his notes.
No,
Yeah.
His Mac has died.
no, I can read my notes. The one specifically where we met was on the NFC technology, and we've never really chatted about NFC. So tell us what you do, and let's see if we can also pick up some of the
Sure
discussion
thing.
on NFC.
Yeah, okay, so I'm a tech guy as well. So I've been in tech since before I left school, mainly startups. So I've been doing startups since about 2000. But more recently, I've been focusing on a technology called NFC. So I've done startups around NFC.
Do you know what NFC stands for, Angela?
I have to know. Don't your people know what it is?
I'm just asking you. If
No,
you know.
I don't know.
Near field communication.
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah. So NFC is like a chip
yep.
that goes inside like cards and phones.
Yes.
So
Angela's never taken public transport, so she doesn't have an Opal card.
That is not true. I do have an Opal card, and I have been on the train
So that's NFC.
2 times last year,
okay, so you're already an NFC
and
user.
one time this year.
Yeah, so that's the technology that powers Opal and Oyster in the UK and so forth.
Right.
So does it,
Not
is it
doing a very good job here, by the way, on the Opal card
no? Why not?
because it's wrong.
Oh
Half the time, it doesn't register right. There's so
It's
many
'cause you haven't
issues.
been
Have you
on
not
enough.
heard the hotline?
no, I haven't. No.
Oh wow!
But it's taking over transport worldwide, so it's we were last to
Doesn't
get
mean
it.
that it's working. Just because
What,
it's
the
taking
transport,
over.
the transport or the car?
It's the transport system.
Yeah, it's working for the government. They're charging you more.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah.
But, however, yes, okay, NFC.
Yeah, so in your transport cards, you've got NFC chips. But the more interesting part is that you've got an NFC chip in your phone, so you can now use it to pay for things.
Yes, okay.
And that's using NFC as well. So you can use your phone to tap things.
You can.
Yes.
I don't, but you can.
Yeah. So that's the new.
Why
the new
don't
craze.
you?
I
As a
don't
matter of
trust it.
interest. Really?
I don't trust anything.
So you find that your
With
credit
money.
card is more secure than your phone?
Yeah.
Really?
Nah.
That's interesting.
I accept that there's risk. I accept risk. I understand. I love convenience. However, risk and credit cards seem to now be something that is you're
That's
totally
very interesting.
not shocked anymore when the bank rings you and says there's been an unauthorized transaction, and
right.
you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
You don't panic
that
anymore.
happens with online shopping. So, with most technology, there's a bit of fear factor at first, but then it progresses to mass market and stuff like
But
that.
the bureaucracy and the red tape hasn't caught up with how they deal with it as
yeah,
yet,
nowhere near it.
which is very disappointing.
yeah,
So
it's nowhere near
the
it.
consumer doesn't have that feel that they have that protection, nor do the merchants.
Yeah, legislation
FYI.
takes a while to catch up usually.
Yeah,
with
but
tech.
in the meantime, there's a lot of pain and suffering. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why they can't pre-anticipate that and build in safeguards.
They just don't.
They don't. They're
called the
correct.
cri-
They,
It's
That's
they, don't,
right.
criminal
they don't
element.
understand it.
They don't want to.
Yeah, they're so far behind tech. It's like usually like 2-3 years before you see legislation around
At least.
some of the new tech.
At least, yes.
Yeah.
So I've interrupted you. So you
No, that's all right.
you do NFC, Jamie.
Yeah, and besides like payment, there's a non-payment use as well. So you can get your phone, you can tap on things like in a retailer or something. You can tap a product to find out more information about it.
Yep.
So you can have like little stickers on things.
Yep.
And then your phone can read those as well.
Is that a QR code?
No, that's an NFC use.
Right. So how does that display for a consumer? It just
So it saves you from typing. So
yeah, but
basi-
how does it look for the consumer? How do
It
they
just
know
goes-
they can tap on it? Just
Oh,
tap here for more information.
yeah,
Like it's that
exactly
kind of
right. So you have like words saying like tap your phone here,
Right.
and then have a big arrow and a picture of a phone, and you can just tap, and then it goes straight to a website.
With that
I'll jump in
information.
there. The one nice thing about NFC technology, which is how we met, is that Aussies are quite happy to tap and pay. I mean, everywhere
Yeah.
we go. So we've already been conditioned. You mentioned the QR code.
Yeah, tap and
we
pay,
don't
yeah,
like QR
but not
codes.
necessarily always on the phone. No, we don't like. We never really took
Correct.
to QR codes
Oh.
here.
So the fact that we've been conditioned to tap and pay that little logo that you see, the pay wave,
Yep.
which represents NFC. But if you had a billboard or you had just a table next to some items in a shop, and they had that little logo, we conditioned that we could actually take our phone and tap it, and it will bring up the website or bring up a coupon. So what
being
you were
blonde,
asking,
being blonde now, do you have to have an app on your phone to do that?
No. So-
yes and no. Sorry to cut you off. On an iPhone, you still a bit
No.
iffy.
No, you don't need it with iPhone now. So
Have they changed that?
yeah, so iPhone unlocked NFC tag reading in September.
Oh, cool.
So you don't need an app. You used to need an app for iPhone, and then before that, you couldn't do it all on an iPhone except for Apple Pay.
Right.
But Android's been streaks
You're
ahead
right,
for
though,
years.
with Always Card now as
okay.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just my phone, I just go up to something where it says tap here for
Yep.
more information, and I just
And you can
stick my
tap.
phone in front of it,
yeah, and it'll
and
go off.
something will happen.
Yeah, so it saves you typing in a URL basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that easy for the user.
Yeah.
And how easy is it for the person to create that connection of NFC for a product or a business?
Well, it's really easy. So you just get like a sticker with the URL in it.
Yep.
The sticker's got a NFC chip in it.
Yep.
So you can just type in whatever blah blah
Yep.
as the URL.
So as long as the URL has been created with that information on it,
yeah, on the chip.
right?
Yeah, then the phone will just read it. It
I'm
goes
gonna-
straight to the website.
Give you another use case, and I think that Ari actually experimented with this. With NFC, especially when you have an Android, you can make your phone do things just with NFC stickers. So you put a sticker next to your bedside and you put your phone down, it turns on the alarm. You put a sticker next to where you keep
My house would be covered in stickers, dude.
but that's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
But the thing is if you put your phone down on that sticker in the
Can I
living
put
room,
stickers on people?
yeah, of course.
Yes.
Well, a lot of people are
It's
putting
been done.
chips.
There's tattoos.
People are
There's
putting
NFC tattoos now.
People are
No.
putting chips
Yeah, there's
into
NFC
their
tattoos.
into their
No.
arms.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they're really cool. They only just come out.
That's like
Yeah.
war machine identification, isn't it?
Yeah,
there
you
we
go,
go.
put a
Go
chip
to
in
a
your
club
skin.
or whatever.
I want a chip in my skin.
Okay, well we
It's
can
very
introduce you to
Yeah.
Can't lose it. You have a drunken night. You're still okay to get home.
Yeah, these ones
people
like,
can
Just
just
saying.
cut your hand off and put it against your bank machine.
That
and
happens anyway. Like they're going to dig your eye out when you've got,
They can't.
that's what it is
The
now.
retina has to be active.
yeah, this isn't even an
You
implant.
just have it connected to something. So you shove his face in front of the retinal thing and then you
Yeah,
kill him. It's
then you
fine.
kill
Whatever.
Too many movies.
I know how to do it.
But that
Okay, that's fascinating.
Yeah, so the tattoo ones, you know, it's not an implant. It's actually like a really cheap
Yeah, yeah.
tattoo. You just put it on. So for a club or an event or something,
Oh, I love
you know,
it.
you just got this thing, and they just scan your wrist.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Right. You're not coming in the studio anymore unless you've got an NFC chip on your wrist.
okay.
Tattoo.
But I've got one in my phone.
No.
It knows who I am.
No. I like the. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, there's heaps of other
security.
use cases as well. Like they're using them for tamper tags now. They're called. So you've
Oh.
got an NFC tag on a bottle, say
Yeah.
for example. So they can't like fake wine and things like that. Once the tag is physically broken, like if you twisted the top,
Yep. It's
then-
broken the
then-
connection.
Yeah, then when you tap, it says this is fake. And if you tap it and it's
We
not
needed
broken,
that
it
for
says
the
this is
strawberries.
real. Yeah,
The strawberry. We needed
tap
it.
the
then.
strawberry.
Have you seen how cheap the price of strawberries are at the moment? I went and bought yesterday.
2 for $5
I
yesterday.
know. It was
Nice
great.
big ones.
And but yeah, still that was horrific.
Okay, so NFC stuff. That's very cool.
Now,
Yeah.
I love that for commercial purposes.
Yeah, it's great.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
can you give us some more examples? I mean, like the temp one, I didn't know about. I think that is brilliant because there was a lot of incidents where people were buying empty bottles of Johnny Walker Black, for example, and then filling it up with plunk.
Tea.
Yeah, no, I think they actually did put alcohol in.
Crappy alcohol.
But then what you're saying, so because the NFC is made up of little wires inside inside that sticker's little wires.
That's right.
So when you break the seal, you actually breaking the wires. The tag won't work anymore. So it's reading a null read.
No, exactly right.
so
yeah.
where else have you applied
Ah.
NFC?
Well, on product packaging is a really interesting one for me at the moment. So you can actually buy from a product. So say you've got a box of Lego, for example. You could tap your phone on it and then go and buy like the Lego digital game for your phone just by tapping it. So what you do is you turn all products into potential like checkout points.
So does that have like for PayWave? So you tap the box to buy the add-on and it takes your Apple Pay.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like checkout without having to go to like a e-commerce site.
Wow.
You can think of it like that. So all
Unfortunately,
products
we've
can be
lost the
upgraded.
connection to Arya. That's
Is that why he's
quiet.
been quiet?
I was going to,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Yeah. Arya just messaged me. He's like, my audio has gone absolutely horrible. I'm going to dial off now. Please tell the gang I said goodbye. Gang,
Goodbye.
gang.
Goodbye.
Bye, Ari.
But I mean, he would love that component. So you'll have to
Yeah.
listen to, well, he does listen to the show, but you'll listen to that part and go, oh, FOMO.
Yeah,
That is brilliant,
massive.
man.
The other one is
Could
donations.
you upgrade on that as well?
All
think
donations.
Yeah, you can upgrade. Yeah, you can just buy and like go straight to the e-commerce.
I'm going to stop you there for a second. I don't know what you call is it the collection plate at church? When you have the,
yeah, it is. A
they
collection.
now have an NFC enabled connection plate.
Listen,
So
Yeah,
when
I've
you're
seen
sitting
that.
there, so you can, and
We've
they come
been
to you, they go,
tapping-
they tap your,
We've
you
been
can tap
tapping
your
at the
card.
we've been tapping at the Greek Orthodox Rose Bay Church for a while
There we
now.
go.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I'm
So no
saying.
more change.
That's NFC.
There you go.
Because who has coins?
Yeah, yeah.
I walked in and just went. I mean, you know, obviously, if you don't have coins, you've got to put in a note, and most of us are like, whoa,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And
Come on,
they,
man,
yeah,
what's
they have
20
tap
bucks?
at the door.
yeah, yeah.
But then you've got to, but you know, then you've still got to put into the basket. So that's the problem. So now, if you can put the NFC in the basket, then
Well, you
can,
could.
But then you've got to designate how much, right? So does the NFC have a minimum amount,
Yeah,
or does the user put in how much?
you can do both.
Right.
So you can
'Cause that's
verify
where,
it.
you know, like,
You can verify it, so you tap and it comes up and to say like,
can you imagine
It's
the
gonna be
church saying
$5.
minimum of $5
Yeah, no, they
and everyone
probably
going,
will, right?
really?
yeah. Or you can have it on the signage and say like, if you tap here, it's going to be $3,
Yeah.
like taken out straight away. So you can do it either way.
Oh, I like that.
But it's awesome for charity.
So how do you do that? How do you get that? It's the same thing.
It's all the same stuff, but it's using different routes. Like this particular donation thing that I'm thinking of is done by a company out of the UK called Things. And what they're doing is they're using Apple Pay and Google Pay and
Right.
Samsung Pay to trigger it. But essentially, like they're working with all the charities in the UK. People walking around with lanyards or whatever, or some card that you tap,
Yep.
and that's all you have to do. So take
No
the
more
donation, boom.
receipts.
Yeah, that's it.
But
See,
now,
bureaucracy has to catch up with that too.
Mm.
I mean, if you move away from payment, exactly what you're saying now, you can share data via NFC. So instead of giving each other a business card, you literally bump your phones together, and it will swap. You need an app for that.
Is that consensual swapping?
Yes, it
'Cause-
is. It's consensual swapping.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm starting to now get, you know, hang on,
There are
don't touch me and my phone. Is that now going to be the parameters of the
you,
world?
You have to. I mean, but there you actually.
Yeah, but
giving the
I could
information.
leave my table. I could leave my phone here and turn around, and someone sitting
No,
across
your
from me
phone
has
would
picked
have
up
to
my
be
phone.
unlocked. Your phone would have to be unlocked.
Yeah, sure.
No, it would.
That's true, and also you can use it for business cards as well. That's another use case. It's
Yeah,
it's
that
sort
would
of
that would
emerging
save
now.
me 5 hours a week
Yeah,
if I
There we
could
go.
do that.
Yeah,
Because
so they
that's
just
the
go-
other part of the bane
gives
of
you
my
business
existence.
card. You just go tap, boom, then you get
And
the
save
contacts.
paper. Like in a world
Well,
of
there we go.
sustainability, and every
definitely.
printer around the globe is going no.
Yeah, so printing's a really big one at the moment.
Yeah.
So I've been
You can print
consulting a lot.
NFC, yeah.
Hmm?
You can print NFC.
Yeah, well,
into
that's
the
what
layers.
the tattoo one is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a printed circuit, so that's another level again. So you
Yeah.
can, rather than
Do you
having
need a
chip-
3D printer to do that?
I don't know the exact process. It's a special like metal ink and stuff
Wow.
to print the circuit.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I
So it's
love
pretty-
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. You have impressed me incredibly.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's just
Oh,
fascinating.
Jamie, it's not hard. You just have to.
It is
Say a few
extremely
techniques.
difficult to achieve any level of impression with me. So, you know,
Oh, great.
trust me. Don't trust him. Trust me.
Oh yeah, when you listen to the show, buddy, you dodged a bullet here, man. You didn't have to sit in the hot seat and take the other A.
All right.
Jamie, where are we going with NFC? I mean, I didn't know that Apple had actually finally released full access on their thing. I was using an app on
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
So
Now
much,
that it's
much for being
open-
an expert.
No, but you know what? Because I've been conditioned that I can't use it, I haven't bothered
You've
to
been
really follow
conditioned. There you go. Aria,
I
have
have.
you heard it? Have you heard it?
But
He's
I have been conditioned. It's
Yeah.
the thing with Apple Pay
Yeah.
and the Apple NFC.
Well, you get used to
is
something,
it was
right?
very, very controlled.
And September's not that long ago.
No, so Apple will last, and they're about 5 years behind everyone else. So they were the
So
laggards.
yes.
But of
Today.
course they were.
Yeah.
No,
We were
know
waiting
that.
for ages for Apple.
Remember,
we couldn't
Apple
believe it.
Apple perfects. They don't invent.
Oh.
So they let all you guys make your mistakes, and then they perfect.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
I think their users force them to, otherwise they're going to start losing
Yeah,
handset
that-
sales.
I think that's all it was. I think it was just a commercial reality, and they
Yeah.
just waited at first to look cool,
yeah,
and
no,
then
were
they
really
just
slow.
looked stupid.
Yeah, I'm glad they've done it now. That's fantastic.
What phone do you have?
I have to use an iPhone
Why? Why do you have to use an iPhone?
because of the dumbass apps
Because those dumbass apps are
weren't supported by Windows anymore.
Because they're
Yeah.
secure.
I
as
loved
well.
my Windows phone.
You could
yeah,
have got an Android.
Poor Microsoft.
Yeah.
They couldn't make Nokia work.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
no, it was
So
awful.
then I had to go to the iPhone.
yeah.
Why? Why didn't you go to an Android phone?
Ugh.
Android's good.
You see?
Android's like Microsoft.
No, it's not.
It's super nerdy.
Mhm.
It's the real nerd stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I so wish RA was still on this call.
Now, where's it going, Brett? It's,
I'm not getting satisfaction of him not being roasted.
sorry,
live.
Jamie. It's Brit.
oh,
Brit.
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 I'll have to
I
practice
don't
that a bit.
speak like that.
It doesn't matter what you think. It's irrelevant.
I can talk like that if you want me to.
Yeah, but
Okay.
our listeners.
Yeah, but you see, I
You know.
don't. So I don't
it's,
talk like
it's
that.
Brit.
I
Because
sp-
that's what he was christened.
I
Brit.
I
Brit.
speak the
I don't
Queen's
even know if I can
English.
say that.
You
Brit.
do not.
Of course I do. I was
It's
colonized.
B-R-I-T.
Brit.
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 Not Brett.
Sounds
It's,
like some sort of gangster thing or something.
it's
No,
a girl
not
name.
really. It
It's a
sounds-
girl
well,
name,
Brit-
really.
Brit's like
Brit-
Brit-
it's like a
Brit
girl
to me.
name.
Is it?
So,
That's
so
what it
tell
is.
me, how do you abbreviate Brett? This is something that people haven't.
B.
No.
In Australia, you
Like-
don't. You just find another name for you.
I was going to say because like you don't. It's not
You don't
Damien,
shorten-
It's
no.
Damo.
Yeah, you don't
No.
shorten
Yeah, you got to
Brett.
put
You
O on
can't.
everything.
You know,
You could have Bretto, I suppose.
Bretto.
Nah.
Can't I
No.
be Bretto?
You just call him something else.
Bo.
Tech.
No.
B?
Techco.
I have to stay with B.
Sapphire? I don't know.
Or B,
Sapphire.
which is another girl abbreviation.
We are going to get to the end of the show.
So where
'Cause
is
it goes
NFC
quickly.
going? What is
Oh,
what
it's
is the
going,
fantasy
though.
world? What's the fantasy world look
So
like?
what's happening now is like it was fantasy, but now
Yep.
it's actual. So what's going on is like credit cards are going completely.
Yep.
So that's all going to the phone with
Yep.
NFC. So plastic's gone. Transport's going to be all NFC. So payments, transport, and in-store marketing and that sort of stuff, and communicating with other people and digital devices is all sort of going NFC. So it's just a standard now.
So when we say
Yeah.
near field communications, there's the abbreviation of NFC
Yeah.
there. And when we're talking about that, the concept of that is just providing shortcuts for transactions of some kind,
That's it.
whether it's
That's actually a
information.
great
That's
analogy.
the best way to think of it. It's like taking an escalator instead of the stairs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then why is there that mode of communication, and is then the device just the carrier of that mode? So whether it's the human wrist for the tattoo, or whether it's the phone, will have that same
Really, because it's sort of it's meant for
Proximity.
mobile.
right.
So it's the mobile being a reader where
Yep.
it's reading something,
Right.
or the mobile acting as a card where
So
it's
it's-
replacing plastic cards.
It's just a modality. The device is just a modality to carry the NFC.
yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it can be a reader or a card emulator if you like.
Right. Okay.
It's a digital wallet. Yeah,
So that's where everything. So my Medicare card.
everything digital
Yep.
wallet. It's all
No
going
more.
that
No
way.
more swiping. That's
more
so
swiping.
yesterday.
Yeah, so that's magnetic strips.
Yeah.
Gone.
We're still doing that though.
NFC
Yeah.
and QR if you're in Asia, like in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then that's good. So will I be able to essentially put an episode of the show on an NFC?
No,
No,
it's a trigger, like the QR
good
code.
question. Yeah, so like you need a.
Well, that's where I was going with my fantasy world. I just trying to think of
You
the
know
commercial
what?
applications.
You could do it if the chip and the memory on the tag was big enough, but
Yep.
at the moment, like it's going through the Moore's law sort
So
of thing, so it's
that's
getting
the-
bigger and bigger, but
That's
it's
the
not big enough.
limitation. Is the
Yeah, you need a bigger chip. And
So I could send you to the URL page where all the files were.
on a
Correct.
database somewhere.
Or the
Yeah.
card. It's
Yeah.
just
Okay.
it's an action.
I'm just trying to work
No,
it out.
it's a great question.
Well,
people are
that's
trying
what
to
I
put
do.
movies on the chips now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to
And
see
then they can
these.
have their
Yeah.
tattoo. Yeah,
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Watch my movie.
So I'll just carry around the latest episode of something and go, you've got to see this.
And
Yeah,
in
you
fact,
can
if
carry
I'm
the
wearing
link
Google
easy.
Glass, I'll be able to see it without even touching because I could just headbutt your wrist with my glasses and all.
Yeah,
NFC pair.
I'd say you'll be getting
NFC
a few
glasses.
headbutts, mate.
Yeah.
A few headbutts.
We got to wrap it.
Okay.
Otherwise, Mahan's going to charge me overtime, and he's expensive.
He is
I
expensive,
know.
but
so
good
I
at what
gotta
he
get-
does.
Yeah, he is. He's just very quiet. He's like as quiet as Cam.
It's nice.
You like it?
He wasn't quiet before we started. He was
Oh,
full of
really?
stuff.
Oh,
He
you
was full of
scared him.
commentary. He was full of commentary that will require discipline later on, and a staff file entry, I might add.
Whoa! There we go. So
Oh, I can use the NFC for staff files.
you could
For
just tag
entry,
it in.
There's
I will
no
find
limits.
a way. I will
There is no
find
limits.
a way.
You can sticker everything, tattoo everything.
I'll be stickering, mate. There'll be staff walking
It's
around here
on.
with an NFC sticker next week. Don't you worry.
Jamie, thanks for coming in.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank
mate.
you.
Where do we
Thank
find
you.
you if people
Yeah.
want to know more about specifically on the NFC side with the business side?
Just look me on LinkedIn.
on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
He does spell his name differently, so you'll need to read the show notes and you'll
Ah,
see the
How
link
do you
from
spell your
there.
name?
CONYNGHAM.
Ah.
It's a
With-
Scottish
without
Irish
an O.
derivative.
So there we go. Angela,
Thanks,
thanks for being the other A.
Thanks,
Especially when the other
Aria.
A dropped off.
Yeah.
All right.
That's Indonesia
Must have
for
been
you.
a Microsoft.
Yeah.
No, it's probably Microsoft. And Skype is owned by Microsoft. I'm just saying. So until
They
next
bought it.
time.
Doesn't mean they made it.
I know, but I'll just leave it the same as they messed up Nokia. Till next time, keep your screens clean and your knobs shining.
Thanks for listening to our latest episode of the Technology Show. Remember, for more episodes, hop onto eaglewavesradio.com.au, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Catch you next time.